Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Coach's Corner. With me, as always, the coach, Ian Bain. My name is Kevin Papa. We're coming to you live from the Rail Republic House, where it's good food, good drink, good atmosphere, just a great place to meet and greet. All right, Coach. Not a good game. Well, I don't want to say it wasn't a good game Friday, but not the result we wanted.
Correct. Yeah, and I mean, we said to the kids after, we don't sign up in the season and in the off season to play for results. It's the process. I thought we played a good game. We competed really hard. We didn't do enough things to win the game, and that's the stuff that we need to work on. Not on the right end of it the way we'd like to be, but I did think we played really hard. We did some things really well that we hadn't done well in a few weeks, but came up a little short on the scoreboard.
I thought the defense really came out and played a good physical game. I thought they got to the ball good. I mean, they gave the big play, which we've done all year. But overall, I thought the defense played one of their better games.
Definitely one of our better games. We were very sound against the run. Two big plays, one was a scramble. I mean, the kid's a scrambler. He's a very good athlete, so he extended a play. High percentage of big plays happen on scramble. It's a tough thing to kind of plan for, and then when it happens, it's off script. So, you hope that you can contain a guy, but obviously the longer you're in coverage, the harder it is to stay in coverage. And then the other one was just a bust. But other than that, I mean, take out those two plays, and I know that's not what you can do, but just evaluating the film, a lot more positives defensively than negatives for sure.
Oh, absolutely. It's late in the second quarter. It's only 11-0, and then this bizarre series just starts happening. Where we didn't start with the ball in plus territory, but we end up on the 14. We turn it over. We get a turnover in plus territory. Then we turn it over again. Then we get it again in plus territory. And then
we're working against the clock a little bit.
Now we're against the clock at that point. And then halftime comes, and they do an onside kick, and we again start in plus territory. It's just, how frustrating is that to you're doing everything right, and then just can't complete that.
Not everything right. I mean, the first drive was a nice drive. We get down, we get in the red area. Just needed to make another play or two. Just wasn't quite clicking. Then we get the takeaway. We take a shot. Trying to we thought we had something. Wasn't there. So bad call results in a turnover. Then we just kind of run out of time. Trying to play it smart too, where we want to attack, but not attack to where we give them the ball back with good field position and with time. And then we get the ball in midfield, and we just couldn't do anything really with it. And then at that point, too, we're also trying to play field position game because we thought our defense was doing a nice job. Like, all right, well, if we don't get this first down, we'll punt. We'll flip the field on them, hopefully, and so on. But, yeah, very weird set of events. But we also have, we're kind of playing a different style of football at the moment, at least for that game. So just kind of the way it worked out.
And, we get the ball deep into territory. The drive ends with the 20-yard sack. I don't want to harp on the quarterback at all, because that kid is one tough SOB. To be thrusted in an atmosphere like that, to take the beating he took, I give that kid a lot of credit.
A lot of comparisons to Tommy Gasparo. Watching this kid play, the way he's playing, hanging in. I mean, he's made some good throws with dudes just hitting them, and then also, we need to do a better job taking care of them with play calling, with our protections, putting them in good situations. But and also it's a first-round playoff game. You're a sophomore. I told him after, I was fortunate to start as a sophomore at quarterback. I didn't play any meaningful games like that against D1 teams in the playoffs on the road. A lot of things you can work with that and that kid and that experience, and just reminded me of a kid like Gasparo who, and I love Tommy. Nothing about Tommy was orthodox and perfect. But the result was, and that's all, in that case, it's like, dude, he just gets it done. He's tough, he's gritty, runs funny but powerful, runs funny but fast, throws funny but accurate, throws funny but has a good arm. So he would be one of those guys, doesn't necessarily check all the cool boxes, but is everything you want in the player. So, Brousseau is definitely getting there, and, again, we could have done a few things to take better care of him too. But he overcame some of those and really gave us a chance to win.
So you go back to back, getting shut out, Milford, and then Andover.
And 3 out of 4, just so everybody at home knows. 3 out of 4.
And how do you what's wrong with the offense? Is there a way to fix it?
Yeah.
Is it just keep you up at night?
I look at it this way because I've thought a lot about that, and it bothers me in the sense that I feel like we haven't done a good enough job for our players. I don't care about the fact that it's a shutout because even if we scored 40 points, we still lost the game.
Sure.
I feel very confident and comfortable with the level of preparation and with the teaching that's going on and the players that we have. Obviously, we got to do a better job. I think, I look at it as, I would say early on in my coaching career, to make it about me for a second, I would have probably stayed up at night and I would have fretted about it. I would have worried what people thought about it. I would have been very angry. I would have let it dictate my mood. Not that it didn't a little bit this weekend, but also then you kind of wake up and it's like, well, let's fix it. And you think about all the things in life that happen that are adversity that you can't fix and you can't go back from. And it's permanent, and this isn't permanent. It's, there's growth in failure. We know that. We've talked about that. It doesn't make me happy, for sure. And and I do. I've made some calls over the weekend to different defensive coordinators that we play, and like, what are you thinking? What can we do better? And there's always things to work on. But I think I look at it too as, instead of getting down about it, excited for the challenge to get out there tomorrow, Friday at 1 p.m. at Natick, and fix it. And to get out there this week of practice and fix it, and to coach the guys harder and coach the guys better, and to get our staff on board with that too. So I think we've had a good week, and that's just how we approach it. And we could get shut out the next 20 games in a row, and we'll just go about the same mindset. We got to figure it out and get better.
Yeah, it sort of leads me to my next question about keeping, seniors now, they're out of the playoffs. They have KP to look for. How do you keep them motivated? How do you drive them to seek new challenges?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's simple. If we're a team and we talk about being a team, we owe it not to ourselves and not to the team. We owe it to each other. We owe it to everybody. Like, we're a team. We're in this, and it's just like a family. It's just like anything else. Like, if you go through a rough patch financially with your family, you're not just going to be like, all right, guys, guess we can't be a family anymore. You're going to be like, all right, we got to tighten our belts. We're going to get through this. We're going to figure it out. You go through a rough patch with your kids misbehaving, you're gonna figure it out. You're not just going to send them away. So that's that's the whole thing we talk about.
I would send mine away.
Yeah, not Zach though. But,
no. Well, we did.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's just like it's work. And look, for all the success we've had as a program, we've had years where we've had adversity. The first 2 years were tough. We enjoyed a nice run in 18-19, a little bit of an adverse year in 2020, good run in 21-22. And I think we have the talent, but it's not enough just to have talent in this game, and we all know that. It's about your preparation and learning how to win and learn how to be a great team and learn how to coach the group you have. I can't say with 100% certainty, oh man, I've coached this team perfectly, everything that they've needed I've given them. I've got to figure that out, and there's always mistakes you make as a player, as a coach, and everything. And that's kind of the fun part about football, is you can't just be like, we got 2 really good players and they're going to dominate and I'll see you in the state finals.
Right.
It's like, dude, every week's a grind. So, to keep us focused, it's just like, we're out here because we love football. We're out here because we love our team. We love our family. We owe it to each other to come out. We were a little stale Monday, I'll be honest. We were not. It could have been a little bit the soccer games going on in the background. Nothing to do with them, but more just like the distraction that lets you kind of get out of your focus. The last 2 days have been great. Last 3 days, rather, have been great. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we're looking forward to tomorrow. I think we'll have a nice product on the field.
So how do you respond? It's that time of year now where we're not playing for anything really other than Thanksgiving and to keep getting better.
And league title. Share the league title.
Sure, we have a shot at that. And it's not going to be a losing season, but it's not that season that everybody wants. How do you respond to the people that are either telling your kids, or you hear in the background noise that what's wrong with this team, and when is the coach moving on?
Yeah,
and, it's about that time of year that we get those questions.
Yeah, that's okay. They can
Eastern
fire me.
Illinois or wherever we're going to go next.
No, well, I think a couple things. In terms of it's easy to view the season as a failure, and that's fine. I don't. But it's also kind of funny where, the first year, it's like, hey, man, you guys will be lucky if you win 2 games.
Right.
And now it's like, hey, why did you lose 3 or 4 games? It's like, all right, well, what do we lose? 3 games now? Whatever it is, I don't know the number. Doesn't matter.
Turn on any sports radio and listen to them talk about the Pats.
Yeah, and it's just, but the thing is, like, you want high expectations. You want fans to be involved. There are sports out there and teams out there at any school in the country where nobody knows what their record is and nobody cares what their record is. It's like, it's football, it's Hockomock League football, it's Division I football. I want people to care what our record is. I want people to have high expectations. Our players should want that. And I think that's just part of life. Like, sometimes we want to be shielded by the easiness of, I don't know. There are teams that maybe have it a different way than we do. We have to overcome some tough things, and it's like the fact that we have also then great high expectations, and like we expect to overcome those. The fact that you got to play private schools, the fact that you got to play a Division I team, the fact that you got to play in the Hockomock Large, like you can make all those as excuses. But I like that people have a high expectation of like, well, you should be winning that league, you should be competing against D1s, you should be able to beat Catholic private schools or schools that have school choice, right? So like, you'd rather have it that way than the other way.
Right.
I feel like if you have it the other way, you're either in the wrong business or you are on your way out, right?
So we have Natick tomorrow, 1:00. School. It's the holiday for Veterans Day, not for state employees. We have a floater. What's Natick bring to the table?
Just a well-coached team. Coach has been there for a few years. Funny story, we had a class together back in the day. I was a student at Framingham State. He was getting his master's degree. So we'd sit in there and talk football. He was an assistant at the time. So he's been there, their D coordinator. He lives here in Franklin. He used to be a part of our summer program.
Yep.
Great guy, great person. So like, they're going to be well-coached. They're going to be a class act organization. And what I told our kids is like, we still got to play our best game. Like, I don't think we've played it. We played some good games. We've played some bad games. We haven't played our best game yet. And that's still, I want to see that from us this week. And Natick's a great test to do that because, I think they're probably, in a sense, feeling like we are. They have high expectations. They had a good season, but maybe they feel like, man, we should be, it's the same thing. It's the same feeling we're feeling right now.
Sure, you leave a little meat on the bone.
Yeah, and that's a good thing because they're a tradition, they're a proud organization, all the things you want. So I think it's going to be a good test for both teams, and it's just, I think, I told our kids it's going to be about who's more mentally focused, who's got a little bit left in the tank, and I think it's going to be 2 good teams that have both of those things that are playing their hardest.
So is it just Natick and then KP?
Yeah. So the next week, and especially as we play KP on a Tuesday,
right?
Even if we had the option, we're going to be at our limit of games anyways, and that would be kind of tough for us to find a game and turn around. Find somebody else that wants to play too would be tough. So, this will be the last sort of game before Thanksgiving, and then we'll just kind of turn the page. But we gotta focus on this. I told our kids today, this practice today isn't over. We got to get into tomorrow, and we got to finish our business this week, and then we'll call it a week of practice.
Okay, well, that's going to do it for us tonight from the Raillery Public House. For the coach Ian Bain, my name's Kevin Papa. We will be back here next Wednesday as I don't have overtime and I don't have a game or practice anymore. Shout out to the 2 5th grade teams for playing a great Civil War game. 7-0, one huge play. Good luck to 5th grade Blue who are playing the Super Bowl this weekend. We'll see you next week from the Coach's Corner.